Hi guys, let's talk a bit about routers. When it comes to routers, they come in different sizes, both in power but also the size of router bits that you can use on a router. So if we talk about size of the router just in general, we have a small one like this, both in corded but also a cordless one. Cordless, this is the one, and comes with a base. So now I can use it just for trimming a edge, versus this one I can use it and going up and down like as you can see here. So size wise, where we are in router bits, around 6 to 8 millimeters in router bits. Then we go up in size. Now we're up in size like this. We have similar versions in corded also, but this version here I have in cordless only comes as a cordless one. But I will say that this one performs totally the same and even better than the corded versions that we have. So now we are going, this I can get a collet that is from 6 millimeter all the way up to 12 millimeters on this. So now we are going up and we can take bigger chunks of material when you're using the router. In the back here I have a half-inch router, 12 millimeter router, and now we are using it for the big stuff. And also this version here, you can also get it with an emergency stop. So if you are building your own router table, you can use this one and have the emergency stop very close, so it's very safe. And just a side note, I have seen a lot on social media that some of you guys are building your own router table. Great. But that you're using cordless routers on a router table. Yes, I know you're free and you don't need a cord and all that, but safety wise, bad idea. Very, very bad idea. And the reason for saying so, where's your emergency stop? If something happens, and it can happen, I'm not saying it will, but it can go very, very fast, and you need to be able to push some sort of emergency stop. I'm not saying that you need to buy a big one like this, but I'm saying that you need to buy a corded one where you can add an emergency stop on that one. So have that in mind, you guys, when you're building your own router tables. Use a corded one just for your own safety. Otherwise, it's a bit unsafe to use it with a cordless one. So just a recommendation, a very strong recommendation from me when using a router. So back to using a router. I was mentioning different type of sizes of router bits. I got different sizes here. In my region, we are supporting with 8 millimeters. So 8 millimeter, that refers to how big the metal piece down here is. This is an 8. Here we have a 12, and here we have I think actually it's a 1/4 inch. So that's 6.35 mil on this. You can also get them in 6 millimeters also. So when would I use a half-inch? Well, if I'm taking, as you can see, it's a big bit like this. So that will be if I'm routing bigger chunks of material. Small stuff, using the small one. And I will say that 8 millimeter is the most common, at least in my region. 8 millimeter you can use for most of it. But I will say, and I will totally recommend this also, if you're using a router bit like this, don't take too much at the time. And I will say that I will prefer to have it on a router table. Because when you're using a big router bit like this, it can be rather scary to use it. Don't be scared of the router, but respect the router. It can be extremely powerful, and especially this one and also this one is extremely powerful. So have that in mind when you're using a router. And also a thing when talking about using a router, make sure to, at least in the beginning, take as little as possible and then move up and take a bit more until you learn how to use a router. Because it can go so fast that you're losing the control of your router. So therefore, take as little as possible and adjust your speed. If you get burn marks when you're using a router, it can be a couple of things. It can be 1, that you're taking too much. 2, that you are having the incorrect speed. Try to take down the speed. Often that will take away the burn marks. And number 3, and there are probably also much more, but at least top 3. Number 3 would be that the router bit that you're using is not sharp enough. So take a little less of material, take down the speed, and also make sure that you are using a sharp router bit when you're using on your router. When talking about router bits, let's go a bit closer into this one. I got 2 different types on this. I have one with a ball bearing, meaning that when I'm using the ball bearing like this, I can have it and follow an edge of some kind. And also, when you're using something with a ball bearing, make sure that what you are following is straight, because this one will copy everything. So if you have made a cut, let's say with a handsaw, meaning that the cut that you have is a bit rough, this one will feel the roughness and making your cut a little rough also. So prepare your edge before you're using a router bit with a ball bearing. Otherwise, you will get a rough cut that follow that your handsaw cut. When using a standard router bit like this is a rather big one, but I will say that using this one, use a parallel fence. I will come into a parallel fence and all the stuff that you can use on a router a bit later. But using this one freehand, good luck. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I will say that if you're using a parallel fence, it will be much more controlled when you're using a router. And also the result that you will have will be much better. And back to talking about speed and so on. If you push too hard on a router, your cut will be looking like that also. It will not be pretty to look at. And also, back to the burning marks. The chances of you getting burn marks if you're pushing the router too much can also affect that you will get some burn marks. So instead of a top 3, you actually have a top 4 on how to get away with those burn marks. So this was the first part of talking about routers. I will come back with one going a bit closer, going a bit deeper into the different accessories and stuff that you can get for your router. So this was first part, and hopefully see you guys a bit later.